Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to music. I hope that you're having a great week and enjoying this beautiful weather, spring-like weather we're having. Just as a reminder, this will be our last lesson before our 2-week spring break. I will be taking the break from posting music videos and planning the rest of the year for you guys. Also, your work that I have been signing to you is due back to me, which is something different, but it is a way for me to make sure that you are watching the videos, doing the activities, and participating. So what I'm going to do this week, when I post to Google Classroom this video and all the things we're going to do, I'm going to make a list for you of all the things you need to turn into me before we come back from spring break. You may print and take a copy or scan the worksheets and email it back to me with your parents' help, or you can turn them in at school, like in person, on the patio of either wherever Lower L's crate is. I can't remember if it's on the patio of Miss Allison's room or under the main door. You can put, your Camille Saint-Saëns worksheets in there, or scan, take a picture, and email them back to me. And that way I know that you're doing music and I can, make sure you're getting it. Fill out your report card when that time comes. So anyways, let's get started singing our warm-up. Hello, boys and girls. Hello, Miss Amy. All right, and we're going to sing our MUSIC song. Here we go. MUSIC, let's all sing do, re, mi. MUSIC, let's all sing 1, 2, 3. MUSIC, won't you come along with me? MUSIC, singing, dancing happily. Let's sing it again. MUSIC, let's all sing do, re, mi. MUSIC, let's all sing 1, 2, 3. MUSIC, won't you come along with me? MUSIC, singing, dancing happily. Beautiful. I wish I could hear your nice singing voices. I'm sure you're doing just wonderfully. Okay, next we're going to work on our solfege sound song. And last week we learned part 1. I've uploaded the sheet music for you in Google Classroom so you can follow along. But remember, part 1 goes fa, mi, re, do, do, 2, 3, 4, do. Repeats. Here we go. Fa, mi, re, do, do, do. Good. So this week you're going to learn part 2, and we are going to try to remotely put them together. So part 2 goes like this. La, 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 so, ti. Oops, sorry, I played the wrong thing. La, 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 so, ti, do, do, so. So. Repeats. La, 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 so, ti, do, so. So. All right, I apologize. There's a lot of things going on right now. I'm trying to read music, make sure the camera's good, do your hand signs, and sing. So let's try part 2 again, and I will try not to mess up. Here we go. La, 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 so, ti, do, do, so. So. La, 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 so, ti, do, do, so. So. Good. All right, this is what I want you to do. I want you to sing part 2. I'm going to sing part 2 with you this time and play part 1, okay? So we're singing and doing our hand signs for part 2. Ready, set, and here we go. La, 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 so, ti, do, do, so, so, la, 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 so, ti, do, so, so. Good. All right, this time I'm not going to sing. I want you to sing part 2, and I'm going to play both parts on the piano. So you're going to start on La, ready, set, and here you go. How'd you do? I'm sure great. All right, this time we are going to sing part 1 together, doing the hand signs, and I'm going to play both on the piano. So, fa, mi, re, do, just walking right down that scale. All right, you ready? Starting with fa. Here we go. Fa, mi, re, do, do, do. Fa, mi, re, do, do, do. Awesome. All right, this time I'm going to play both parts, and I want you to sing and do the hand signs for part 1 all on your own. And then we'll learn, and we will have learned beautifully part 1 and part 2. So ready? You're going to start here on fa. 1, 2, here you go. Wonderful. I can't wait to learn part 3 after spring break, and we'll put it all together. All right, I'm going to meet you in my dining room, and we're going to talk about our next section of Camille Saint-Saëns' Carnival of the Animals. All right, boys and girls. So we have been studying Camille Saint-Saëns, a French composer, and his composition, Carnival of the Animals, where he tried to emulate either the animal sound or movement through music. And we've looked at the tortoise from last week, and we started with kangaroos the first week. I'm kind of going out of order so that we get a nice just variety each week instead of going right in the order he wrote the music. When we finish, I'll have you watch a video of the whole thing in order with all the animals so that you can kind of grasp his whole thought process and entire piece in and of itself. So our next selection, I'm going to let you listen to it. It's about a minute long. And then we're going to guess what animal he's representing musically. And I'm going to tell you what your activity is for this week. So here we go. What do you think Camille Saint-Saëns was representing through that piece of music? When I tell you, it's going to make complete sense. That section of Carnival of the Animals is called The Hens and the Roosters. And if you listen to it again, you can totally hear the chickens pecking. And if you've ever seen chickens during feeding time, they get really excited and kind of frenzied, and that's what he composed with that music. So your work for this week is to listen to this section of Carnival of the Animals. I'll put a link in Google Classrooms. And then I want you to fill out this worksheet, okay? It's all about listening and deciding different things about the piece of music. So fill it out, your name, composed by Camille Saint-Saëns. The first thing you're going to, it's the number 1 of the chicken and the rooster. It's asking about tempo. Was the tempo fast or slow? And remember, with music, all of our vocabulary words are in Italian. So a fast tempo is allegro. And it says, if the tempo was allegro, color the heads brown. If the tempo was slow or adagio, color the heads of the chickens orange. If the tempo was both fast and slow, color the heads yellow, okay? Number 2 is the comb on the chicken and the rooster, the top part. If the dynamic level of how loud or quiet the song was, if it is forte or loud, color the comb red. If the dynamic level is piano, quiet, color the comb orange. If the song is both loud and quiet, forte and piano, color the comb yellow. All right, and you do the same thing for the chicken body. Did you hear a vocalist singing? If yes, color the chicken body yellow. If you didn't hear a vocalist singing, if you only heard instruments, color the chicken body orange. Let's see here. The rooster. If you heard percussion instruments, color the rooster orange. If you didn't hear any percussion instruments, color the rooster brown. And I am going to tell you, because we've discussed this, the piano can be considered both a percussion instrument and a strings instrument. Here, we're going to consider the piano a strings instrument. So the piano does not count as a percussion instrument on this worksheet. And finally, the beaks. If you liked the song, color the beak orange. If you didn't care for the song, color the beak yellow. All right, so I want you to continue to listen to this song and fill out this listening glyph is what it's called. And I do want to go over our dynamics just a little bit more for our lesson. Like I said, all of our music vocabulary is in Italian, and loud in Italian is forte, and we mark it with a big F, cursive looking scrolly F, and piano is quiet. And back in the olden days, what we call the piano now used to be called the pianoforte, because you can play the piano both loudly and quietly. And we have different degrees within the forte and piano that we use to say, oh, it needs to be super, super loud, or just like medium quiet. And I'm going to attach a worksheet with information on that. So we start at the super, super quiet. It can get even quieter, but usually it's 2 Ps. And those 2 Ps look like this, PP. And that stands for very quiet. And it's called pianissimo. It's very quiet. Then we move to quiet piano, which is the single P. And then we move to mezzo piano. Mezzo in Italian means medium. So medium quiet, MP. Looks like that. So we have pianissimo, we have piano, and we have mezzo piano. And we do the same thing for the fortes. So we go from mezzo piano to mezzo forte, medium loud. Then we go to forte, which is 1 F. And then we go to fortissimo, which is very loud, and 2 Fs. So I want you to be thinking about these dynamic terms. Try to use them in your everyday life. Be like, oh my goodness, that helicopter flying overhead was just very forte, very fortissimo. It hurt my ears, so loud. Just to get them to sink in your brain, because this is one aspect of music that I want to continue exploring with you guys. Remember, pianissimo, piano, mezzo forte, forte, and fortissimo. All right, that is all I have for you. Remember to look in Google Classroom and see what is due for you to turn into me so that I can put it in my grade book and we'll be all ready to start fresh after spring break. I hope you have a wonderful break. Enjoy the time with your family, and I'll look forward to seeing you when we get back. Goodbye, boys and girls.